What's you doing, my papa? Oh dear. Anyway, I hope everyone's doing well. Okay, what was I? Number 4. Starting on number 4. Smudgy, he's gone now.
In 2010, the largest manhunt in modern British history was launched when Raoul Moat declared war on Northumbria Police.
For somebody to actively hunt a police officer, it's so sick.
In just 1 week, the 37-year-old ex-con murdered and maimed in a vengeful rampage.
You would have seen at least one policeman at any time, full body armour, gun the lot.
For 7 days, the former bouncer evaded over 500 officers,
We had no idea where he was, and this man still has gone.
sending a wave of terror through rural Northumberland.
I thought, I'm sure to be next. At this rate, I was just petrified.
But what caused this father of 3 to snap? and embark on a deadly killing spree.
There's really only one way it's going to end.
I'm coming to get you. I'm not on the run. I am coming to get you.
The 3rd of July 2010, Newcastle upon Tyne, England. A city known for its industrial past and vibrant nightlife.
Over the years, Newcastle has acquired a real reputation as a party city. It's incredibly popular with stag do's and heaven do's, and there's a really vibrant nightlife.
It's got a reputation as being a very friendly place, and it's the sort of city where we'll run into the same people in the same pubs and clubs.
By no means a crime hotspot, in fact, it's a really safe area to live. So to experience what we experienced in July 2010 was way out of the normal for this area.
As Friday night became Saturday morning, revellers filled Newcastle's clubs and bars, unaware that just 7 miles away, one party was about to come to a tragic end. 2:30 a.m. Berkeley. The sound of gunfire was about to ring out through the quiet residential streets. Following a night out at a local bar, Samantha Stobbart and Christopher Brown visited a friend's house.
Samantha and her new boyfriend Christopher were enjoying a social evening with her parents and friends.
The young couple were unaware that an armed man with deadly intent was hiding in wait outside. As their evening drew to a close, Samantha and Christopher prepared to leave.
When both Samantha and Christopher emerged for the house, they confronted them. They immediately shot Christopher in the upper body, and then as Christopher tried to run away, he shot him a second time. While he was lying injured, he reloaded the gun and shot a defenceless, injured Christopher on the ground.
The third shot proved to be fatal.
He then turned his attention to Samantha, who was by this time inside the house, and fired a shot through the window, and then he calmly walked away.
With one dead and another critically injured, local journalist Sophie Doughty was one of the first to report on the deadly spree.
The 3rd of July 2010 was a normal Saturday shift for us, so we thought when we came in. We ran around the emergency services, got caught up with anything that had been happening overnight, and told us that there was an incident going on in Berkeley. When police started releasing details, they described it as a domestic disturbance. When we got to the scene, local people were telling us that a man had been released from prison, come out there, shot his ex-girlfriend and shot her new partner. As the morning wore on, we were asking people, do you know who their ex-boyfriend was, and the name Raoul Moat was mentioned.
Hi, Patrick.
Born on June the 17th, 1973,
It's an owl.
Raoul Thomas Moat had an
If
unstable
He's always
pause on that for a minute. If I can show you. Using light. Well, the light. I've got the night. Not night light. I've got the. What's it like? I know I've already done an owl, but this one's pretty good. This would have costed me £10, and Gary picked it up at the charity shop where we usually go for £2. and that would have been 12 pound, something like that. So, and when we do go, we
Still there? Has he gone?
yeah, he's gone.
Has he gone now? Yeah. Okay. You alright, Patrick?
Cat's nuts.
No. With balls up.
So yeah, I'm just doing this, doing a couple of things before I get back to the puzzling again, because I'm just having a bit of a break from it. It's good to have a break now and then.
Come on, let's go. Yeah? There you go. I still not fired that computer up. I'm scared.
You bought it now.
I know. Nice. Oh, you got it all. Good girl.
Undo.
How's it going, Patrick? Hope you're alright.
Deux, trois. Number 2. Don't expect me to speak French because I don't know it very well. There's a few, but I know some of the numbers and whatnot. When I was at school, I wanted to learn Spanish, but French was it.
An energy test, I suppose.
How did you do? You could bleeding buy a gadget shop if you wanted to. sure. No, it was. That's good. That's good. Hopefully she'll stay a lot longer than the others did. Let's ask it, shall we? Is this young teenager gonna last longer than a week? Okay. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Oh, right, okay. It's saying no. That's one interpretation that I can do with the yes, no's. Yes, no. I'm getting new ones, by the way. No. Yes. No. I just have to wait and see. It might change. I mastered that one. I'm learning so much with those cards. I've got 3 that I was drawn to. Even though they're remade, but they're designed by Pamela Coleman Smith, but these are also known as Arthur Edward Waite. The original and only authorized edition of the famous 78 card tarot deck by designed by Pamela Coleman under the direction of Arthur. Reissued in collaboration with Miss Thimbleweight and Ryder Company in London. Made in China, complete with instruction booklet, blah 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 blah. But the ones that I was drawn to before, that I am getting from tomorrow, I'll have to show you. Got a message, Patrick. I absolutely love those cards. Even though they're not in my hand right now, but I was somehow drawn to them. So in total, I'll be having seven decks, and that is enough. They're very how can I put it? They didn't. It's not like they stuck out like a sore thumb, but no. But it's the way they were. I was drawn to them somehow. But the yes/no ones, you can use, obviously you can use these for the yes/no type questions, but the yes/no cards that I'm getting is totally different. And of course, I think they got what they are about. If you say yes, it says a little description, so that it won't have an instruction book. It'll be on the cards themselves. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to them. They are different. Obviously they are different, but they are called oracle cards. They're totally normal tarot, totally different to normal tarot than these cards. So these are the normal tarot. The ones that I'm getting are totally different. The ones I've already got, they're the same. They're oracle cards. So they all work just the same. So I am looking forward to the journey that I'm going on with these cards. So I've always wanted them, but I never got round to getting any. I've always been fascinated by them. C, what's C? C. You get all that. Number 11. Number 11 is needed.
Been looking for his dad from being young, and his mum would never say who his dad was.
He said a lot that he lacked a father figure, he lacked a standard, normal family life.
His early years were further complicated by his mother's mental health issues.
His mum was never there. He was always living with his gran. She used to show him all the big part of his life and look after him. His church, and that was his main
His mother remarried in 1986, and Raoul Moat's teenage years were marked by a fractious relationship with his stepfather.
His stepdad didn't like out so much, he used to be off with him all the time. I don't think that his mum was there and looking after him too well either. He was getting a bit more.
You cannot keep blaming childhood.
At the age of 24, Moat severed contact with his family, and after a series of failed relationships, met Samantha Stobbart in 2004.
The one thing that Raoul Moat was really desperate to have was a stable family life. The one thing he didn't have as a child. And this he thought he would get with Samantha Stobbart.
But their 6-year relationship broke down in 2010 when Moat was imprisoned for the assault of a relative. The 1st of July 2010, 11 a.m. Her Majesty's Prison, Durham. Moat was released after serving just over 2 months of a 16-week sentence, devastated by his broken relationship with Samantha Stobbart.
That time in prison gave him time to think, and his jealousies were emphasised, his feelings of mistrust towards Samantha were amplified.
Immediately after being granted his freedom, he began to meticulously gather supplies for an attack, and armed himself with a sawn-off shotgun, modifying the ammunition to make it even more lethal.
A normal shotgun cartridge would contain an amount of ball bearings on top of the explosive charge. Moat removed a portion of those ball bearings and packed in smaller items of metal in there. I guess guess his mindset behind that was to cause maximum damage.
At 2:40 a.m. on the 3rd of July, just 48 hours after his release, Moat put his plan into action, gunning down his ex-girlfriend Samantha Stobbart and her new partner Christopher Brown. On the surface, a vengeful attack by a jilted lover, but deep down, a festering resentment remained, and Raoul Moat's bloody spree was just beginning.
Lost everything through you. I'm coming to get you. I'm not on the run. I am coming to get you.
The 3rd of July, 2010, Berkeley, Tyne and Weir, watched over by the iconic Angel of the North. Overnight, this small town had become the scene of a violent crime. Less than 48 hours after being released from prison, 37-year-old Raoul Moat had shot his ex-girlfriend Samantha Stobbart and murdered her new boyfriend Christopher Brown in a deadly killing spree. Moat had met Samantha 6 years earlier, in 2004. He was a 31-year-old bouncer working in Newcastle's thriving club scene. She was just 16 years old.
So I'd fake ID to get in, if he's under you. And then he just met her from there, and it's when he started meeting her, and you just seemed to fell in love with her.
He was a bodybuilder, so he used to wear these cut-out vests that showed everything off. So yeah, he was really proud of his muscles and he thought he looked great. She was young, she was good looking, she had a fantastic figure, and he was a lot older than her, and I think all his birthdays had come at once because he'd met her.
After 6 years together, Samantha gave birth to a baby girl, and Moat became a father once more, having also won custody of 2 daughters from a previous relationship.
I think being a father was very important to Raoul. It was something that he aspired. He aspired to be a good father. He had children from a previous relationship with Samantha, and things haven't worked out there. He hadn't conceived the perfect family.
We had difficult fractious relationships with girlfriends. We had difficult relationships with children.
That switch on the car didn't do anything.
Don't do nothing.
I think it's an overclock switch.
Character,
Right.
big figures, intimidating.
Well, it is pretty powerful.
Admitted to domestic violence.
Those type of cards. What, your tarot cards?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're getting some more, aren't you?
Yeah, I
We'll
just showed
order
him.
them tomorrow night, yeah?
Mhm.
Don't let me forget.
I just showed him.
Because my fan's in there as well.
Mhm.
It was always
Got that stand coming tomorrow,
They
hasn't
seem to. They seem to.
this, so he would
Yeah.
meet her, she would come over here, and he would come over here.
Seem
and
to
he'd
be
sleep
drawn
over
to them,
over
if that
and
makes
then
sense.
She would be back for a few months.
I'll give you your dinner in a minute, just let me
Again, so she was back again.
They position themselves to be a victim of emotional abuse or provocation, and they say they lash out because they tried to be reasonable, they've done everything else they could. Yet again, this is just an example of a narcissist manipulating the truth.
On the 10th of June 2010, whilst he was behind bars, Samantha took the opportunity to put a definitive end to her abusive 6-year relationship with Moat, fabricating a story that her new partner is a police officer.
When Moat shot and killed Chris Brown at point-blank range, Moat was still of the belief that Chris Brown was a police officer.
Christopher Brown wasn't a police officer. That was simply something Samantha had used to try and keep Moat away.
He was a karate instructor, and he was delivering leaflets round the doors when she met him.
It just seemed like a normal lad who was trying to make a go of it, and his only sort of mistake, if you can call it a mistake, was that his relationship with Raoul Moat, a strange girlfriend.
She thought that by telling him her new boyfriend was a police officer, it would persuade Raoul to keep his distance. She couldn't have picked a worse profession in the world. He had a long running hatred and paranoia about the police, and this was yet another way in which he thought the police had taken something away from him.
Moat had a history of dealings with Northumbria police.
The vendetta he thought that Northumbria police had against him stretched back many, many years, and largely based on fairly minor incidents.
The police are always pulling him over, but the slightest thing, and he was just absolutely sick of it. He says, every time I pull into a petrol station, there's a policeman there, the stop it.
So they just pull over, they take the fuel, they take the tires, and just like non-stop harassment, so he was on edge.
He became very paranoid about the police. His house had CCTV cameras around it. He recorded all his phone calls with social services and with the police.
He blamed them for his businesses going bust. He blamed them for constantly being harassed.
But they must have some reason. He says, I've never done anything.
I think for Moat that was his default setting. When something didn't go right in his life, he blamed the police.
And he only had one route left to take in his eyes, which was to take revenge.
29 minutes past midnight, July the 4th, less than 24 hours after the shootings in Berkeley, Raoul Moat made a chilling phone call to the communications centre at Northumbria Police Headquarters.
Hello there, this is Big Gunman from Berkeley last night. My name is Raoul Moat. What I'm phoning about is to tell you exactly why I've done what I've done, right? Now, my girlfriend has been having an affair behind my back with one of your officers, this gentleman that I shot last night.
Northumbria police had received one phone call from Raoul Moat, effectively making full admissions to shooting Christopher Brown, admissions to shooting Samantha, but more worryingly and sinister, declaring an effective war, if you like, on Northumbria police officers.
And you police have put too much off me over the years. I'm coming to get you. I'm not on the run. I am coming to get you. I've lost everything to you, right? Just won't leave us alone, right? Because I am hunting for officers now.
Earlier that evening, traffic officer PC David Rathband was starting his late shift, with the force under heightened alert for the spree gunman from the previous night.
David was a very proactive police officer. He completely understood the job. It's what he wanted to do. It was his calling, I think.
45 minutes past midnight. Moments after Moat's phone call to the police, PC Rathband was sitting in his patrol car, unaware that his life was about to be turned upside down.
David had decided to sit up on the A1, one of his favourite stopping points, to sit up somewhere where it's very busy, where there's a high volume of traffic coming past and waiting. That's what it comes down to, maybe waiting game. Then maybe that opportunity, that one vehicle you're looking for, will come past. Unfortunately for David, that night it did.
PC Rathband was unaware Moat had changed vehicles and was now travelling in a black Lexus.
The vehicle he was expecting or hoping to see had been dumped earlier on that day. That intelligence hadn't got out yet. And so David was effectively sat there waiting, looking for something that wasn't going to come past. The individual he was looking
That
for...
AI's good on it.
Mm.
Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just moments
AI
after
voice
Moat's
changer and everything,
Moat's
all built into it.
Moat's threat to the police became a brutal reality as his sickening spree continued.
Moat, it transpires, drives past and sees
This
David
is
sat in
you.
his police car on his
What?
own, and decides to stop just on the on-slip for the motorway.
He got out and carrying a sawn-off shotgun. He crept up to a marked police car. PC Rathband was aware that somebody was on his car. He turned, looked, and saw this large
Mm.
man holding a gun pointing at him through the passenger window. And his last thought before he was shot was, "Oh rather know. It was that split second he
Mm.
knew it was about to happen.
David had been horrifically injured. He'd been shot twice in the face. He was left blind there and then. It's not the done thing, is it, to shoot a police officer? There's a line there that people don't cross. For somebody to actively go out and hunt a police officer, it's so sick.
Leaving his third victim fighting for his life, Raoul Moat disappeared into the night amidst fears that his spree was far from over.
There was a real sense of concern that PC Rathband wasn't going to be the final victim.
Minutes later, an agitated Moat called Northumbria Police once more.
He rang again, making it clear that he was responsible for shooting David Rathband, again emphasising that
She's
he
bad.
was willing to shoot
Yeah.
the police officers who would come looking for us.
Mhm.
The gunman's
Hey.
behaviour was becoming
B.
increasingly aggressive. Northumbria Police called an emergency
I'll give her a beef dinner out.
in an attempt
Okay.
to reach out.
You have told us that the police are not taking you seriously. I can assure you we are. I want you to know that you have our full attention. Innocent people have been hurt. This must stop now.
With one dead, two in a critical condition, and with clear intent to kill again, the elusive Moat needed to be caught before his killing spree claimed further victims.
We've no idea where he was. We've no idea where he was hiding out. And every inquiry that we made that was an attempt to secure his arrest was going to involve specialist firearms officers.
There was a major manhunt when it was launched, and it became apparent that it was a story that none of us had ever experienced before in our careers.
In the period that we didn't know where Raoul Moat was, there were armed police raids going on all over Tyneside, and it was moving all the time, but still there was no sign of Raoul Moat.
And I was completely terrified that week the police were looking for him. And I never went to bed. I slept on the settee for the full week. It was just terrifying.
Less than 24 hours after the shooting of PC Rathband, an unexpected twist emerged, and Moat's ruthless spree threatened to escalate further.
Late on Sunday afternoon was two separate reports which suggested that he may have been hostages. And those were coming from the family of Carl Mills and the family of Korama White.
As is typical in a hostage situation, the police request to the media that we don't report that information because it may affect the safe recovery of the hostages.
The dynamic became very, very complicated because we had an obligation to those hostages to try and save their lives. That caused some issues in terms of how we proceeded with the manhunt.
The police were now aware that Moat was travelling in a black Lexus, and the net was closing in on him.
It made a distinctive engine noise. It was quite noisy. And when we appealed to the public to help us find that car, very, very quickly it was identified and its location was identified. And our focus moved from almost the time of near conurbation to the rural countryside, from Northumberland to Rothbury.
As the search moved into a new area, and with the lives of two hostages in his hands, the need to find Moat took on a new urgency. His savage spree was potentially spiralling out of control.
This man
Yeah, that's
threatened
7.
to kill the police officer. This man had already shot the police officer. And this man, as far as we know, still has a gun.
29 minutes past midnight, the 4th of July 2010. Raoul Moat called the emergency services and declared war on Northumbria Police.
I'm coming to get you. I'm not on the run. I am coming to get you.
Moments later, he ambushed traffic officer PC David Rathbone as he sat in his patrol car, shooting him twice at point-blank range before vanishing into the night with 2 hostages. Police had released details of Moat's vehicle, a black Lexus, and sightings were quickly reported in the community of Rothbury. Less than an hour outside of Newcastle, this small market town sits in the rolling hills of Northumberland.
If you drive north from Newcastle, Rothbury's the first nice place you come to. It's everyone's idea of a little village in the hills.
It's quite quaint, everybody knows everybody else. It's a really tight community. It's just a lovely, wonderful place, and it's just beautiful.
But Rothbury was about to become the focus of the world's attention.
Until the police car rolled up the street, it was just an ordinary day, and I think the last thing we expected was to have anything to do with the whole Moat saga at all.
On the morning of the 6th of July, 3 days after Moat's spree had begun, the black Lexus was found abandoned in a local car park.
Just got to the office and I got a phone call to say Raoul Moat's car's been found in Rothbury, get it now. I just thought, oh my god, this is big, this is huge, this is something that's never happened before in our paper history.
The hunt for the gunman and his hostages intensified as police resources poured into the immediate area.
When it first started, if you look down here, you would have seen at least one policeman at any time. Full body armour, gun a lot.
The manhunt would soon reach unprecedented levels, involving over 500 officers. A 2-mile exclusion zone was set up in the Rothbury area.
Anything that involved sighting or any arrest of Raoul Moat was going to involve the use of armed police officers. There was no other way to do it.
With the police on high alert for a potential hostage standoff, the story was about to take an unexpected turn.
Raoul Moat had already revealed that he had taken some hostages, but it became apparent as well that the police were unsure as to whether they were hostages or accomplices.
Carl Ness and Karama Wan were in fact in collusion with Moat. They had each delivered 2 messages to their families. One appeared to be a genuine hostage letter, but the second was a note explaining that they were actually in the safe hands of their friend, Raoul Moat. Their concerned families submitted these letters to the police.
While we were quickly trying to get our resources moved, Moat was able to melt into the countryside, whereas Ness and Awan tried to make their escape along the open road. The police helicopter was very quickly above them.
One police car broke past them with an officer in to positively identify them. Once they did that, he radioed to colleagues who followed in a second police car, unmarked, to throw a thunderclap at their feet. This momentarily stunned them, and other officers came out and arrested them at gunpoint.
With Ness and Awan in custody, the full extent of their involvement in Moat's spree started to become clear.
Raoul Moat and Carl Ness were close friends, Awan less so, but they went within on his exercise of revenge and murder. They drove him around on the night that he shot PC Rathbone. Carl Ness was with him and drove him to Samantha Stobart's house. So there's no doubt that they were fully involved.
Footage emerged that revealed the movements of Moat and his accomplices before and during his spree.
They're caught on CCTV. They're buying things from Tesco and places. Even, to them it seemed like a bit of an adventure. They were buying from Source and all sorts of everyday items to help Moat.
But what led 2 men to assist Raoul Moat in his vengeful rampage?
He was highly manipulative. He was able to make people feel as if they were in the wrong, as if they'd wronged him, and that gave him leverage and purchase to get other people to do what he wanted them to do.
They were very unusual character members because they didn't seem to gain anything other than, in a way, looking up to Moat. They wanted to impress him. They were more than willing to help him carry out these horrific acts, and there was nothing in it for them.
Carl Ness, a bodybuilder and former nightclub doorman, had known Moat for several years, having also worked as a bouncer in Newcastle. During Moat's incarceration, Ness had been in regular contact with Moat through prison visits and telephone calls.
But one conversation was really interesting in that he asked Ness to get particular individuals to visit him while he was in prison, because he was an individual who could get him what he described as a car with 6 wheels. And when we looked at the people involved, my only explanation for a car with 6 wheels is a gun and the associated ammunition.
The 7th of July 2010, Rothbury, Northumberland. The day following the arrests of Owan and Ness. With Moat still at large, police discovered a makeshift campsite where he'd been hiding out. Amongst the debris, a disturbing message from Moat was found, forcing the police to take urgent action.
The police called us all in for an emergency press conference and told us that they'd found a dictaphone that Moat had left in one of the places that he'd been camping out. On that, he gives details of the fact that he's been following the media coverage, that he'd been angered by it.
He was very, very agitated by the way he was being portrayed in the press. And he decided that, or he declared on that dictaphone that for every lie that was told, he would shoot an innocent member of the public.
Information has now emerged that Mr. Moat has made threats towards the wider public.
Fearing for public safety, a media blackout was imposed.
Police told us about this threat and the request to not publish the material that might upset Ryan. When they explained the reason why, I think it was a collective draining of colour from faces, because none of us wanted to put anyone at any further risk than they already were at.
The 8th of July, 2 days after the arrest of Ness and Owan, and Moat was still on the run.
He no longer had a car, he no longer had access to money, or as far as anyone knew, he no longer had access to the outside world. He wasn't in touch with anybody else. So his ability to move around had clearly been reduced.
But how was this former nightclub bouncer evading capture in the Northumbrian wilderness?
He knew he had a lover off for it. They holidayed frequently in Rothbury. He enjoyed camping. An area that was familiar to him.
We actually spoke to an ex-girlfriend of his who lived in the village. He used to go fishing there. He knew the area, so he knew what he was doing.
You always feel more comfortable in an environment that you're familiar with. You know, you can relax, get in tune, take stock, and make a plan from there.
Despite the 2-mile exclusion zone set up by the police, the challenging terrain provided Moat with plenty of opportunities to remain invisible.
It's quite rugged terrain. There's lots of farms, lots of fields. There's probably lots of places that you could hide out that a lot of people wouldn't know about.
If you look at the amount of forest around here, that's a great place to be straight away, because the helicopter can't see you, the police can't see you.
There's a mnemonic we use when we're looking at hives, and that mnemonic is blitz. And the B stands for blend. You've got to look at a place and you want to try and blend in with your natural environment. The L stands for low. When people are looking for you, there's almost like a natural tendency to just look at eye level. The I is irregular. Make it irregular. Stay away from straight lines. The S is for small. Keep it small. Anything too big, and it's just going to jump out at you. And the last one, the second S, is secluded.
Once you get out of here, you are in the middle of nowhere. That's a good place to hide out. people aren't going to see it. There's nobody there to see it.
As the police search continued, with no reported sightings of Moat, tension in the Rothbury area was rising.
People were scared. Everyone was conscious that there was an armed and dangerous man on the loose.
Rumours were rife, and fears were growing that the gunman could even be living amongst them.
There were rumours that Ralmote had gone into the centre of the village during the manhunt. Just over here is the storm drain, where it's thought that Ralmote was hiding out. People were saying that there are storm drains that lead underneath the village, that you could go from a remote area and actually end up coming up through a drain in the village.
We can nip in the early hours of the morning and just do some scavenging. Scavenging in the bins, in allotments, greenhouses.
These are the gardens behind the wall where it's thought that Ralmote was going in to steal vegetables and food.
Like the guy at the bottom of the village, he found that his tomatoes were going missing.
I mean, there were different sightings in different places. There was a house that he potentially went into and lay down on the bed because a resident had reported like an imprint of his head in a pillow.
As Moat continued to remain one step ahead of the police, local residents were becoming increasingly unnerved.
Well, I think there was a little moment of panic because obviously when the police are telling you they're getting lots of your stay away from the window, you're assuming there's going to be bullets flying all over the place.
No one quite knew how much ammunition or how many guns he had possession of. And there was a real sense of fear throughout the area.
When public safety is the priority, the police had saturated Rothbury, so that in the event of any sighting or any confrontation between a member of the public and Moat, the police were on a heartbeat away.
At 7:25 p.m. on the 9th of July, 6 days after the vengeful rampage began, a member of the public reported sighting a man answering Moat's description on the banks of the river near the centre of Rothbury. As armed police descended, a standoff developed as Moat raised the gun used to carry out his deadly spree. But this time, the weapon was pointing at his own head.
It was his intention that it would end in that field in Rothbury that night.
At 2:40 a.m. on the 3rd of July 2010, Raoul Moat embarked on a vengeful killing spree, leaving one dead and two more critically wounded. Moat's car was finally found abandoned 3 days after his rampage began in the quaint Northumbrian town of Rothbury. 7:25 p.m, the 9th of July, Rothbury Riverside. Having evaded capture for a further 3 days, a member of the public reported sighting Moat on the banks of the River Cucut.
Reports came through that he'd finally been cornered in an area on the edge of Rothbury town centre.
Press and public were immediately cleared from the area as armed police descended on the scene.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're on safety. I need you to move back.
Ralmote was just in front of the tree over there. Police were kind of on this road here.
Being local, the police killed the whole all at once. And they knew what they were going to do.
Something knew that was on his head. And the next final hours of Moat's life played out on the riverbank.
As the standoff between police and Raoul Moat unfolded, the nation was captivated by rolling 24-hour news.
It was a waiting game during the hours where there was a standoff between Moat and the police.
It was live on every news channel there was.
And as journalists at the newspaper, all we could do was watch and wait.
Blinking television at night and waiting for things to happen.
The whole world seemed to be transfixed on what was happening in Rothbury.
The whole process of getting him to surrender was happening. It went on and on.
this is where the standoff took place. It was around this area here. It's where Raoul Moat was with the gun underneath him.
Armed officers, negotiators were there for the long haul.
Behind the scenes, police had been analysing Moat's behaviour throughout the spree, preparing for every eventuality.
Because Moat had made contact with us a couple of times on telephone, there was always the likelihood that we were going to confront him face to face. So a team of negotiators had been working all week for that eventuality. We knew his background, we knew what made him tick, and we knew what annoyed him.
He spoke emotionally about close relationships. He was immune to any requests that they made of him.
We started trying to persuade him that killing himself was not the only option.
After 6 hours of negotiation, the mood of the stalemate changed as Moat became increasingly agitated.
Couldn't really see what was happening, but you could hear that there was a commotion.
At that point, it was clear to everybody present that he had made his mind up, that he was ready to finish the whole episode.
The police attempted to incapacitate Moat with a shotgun-style taser.
At about 1:15 in the morning, about 6 hours after the standoff had started, there were a couple of sounds, which clearly sounded like gunshots, and there were a couple of shouts. It wasn't quite clear at that point, as the story broke, as to what had happened. Was it Moat committing suicide? Was it the police trying to take action?
At approximately 1:15 a.m., almost immediately after the police tasers were discharged, Raoul Moat fired the final shot of his killing spree.
Shortly after, an ambulance crew took him to Newcastle General Infirmary, and shortly after his arrival there, it became known that he was actually dead, and he'd taken his own life with the shotgun that he'd had with him throughout that week.
After the biggest British manhunt of a generation, involving over 500 police officers, and costing Northumbria Police in excess of £1 million, Raoul Moat's ruthless rampage was finally over.
With him, it seemed as though it had come to a point where he didn't have anything. And when you get to that point, when you start feeling like that, then there's really only one way it's going to end.
We had actually said to the negotiators that it was his intention that it would end in that field in Rothbury that night.
Once you come out of an environment like this, particularly on your own, it gives you a lot of time to self-reflect. Come the end of it, I think because he'd been out for 3 days in a while, I think he kind of thought hard about what he'd done and who he'd let down, including himself. And I think that's why it ended the way it did. I think it had finally come to it, and he just hit the point of no return.
In the wake of Moat's bloody violence, one question remained. What drove the former bouncer and bodybuilder to commit these terrible crimes?
Moat was an individual who could not cope with all of the things that were happening to him that were going wrong. And there often tends to be a triggering event, something that happens in the immediacy that they can't cope with, that tends to push them over the edge.
Jealousy, pure jealousy, that I think he's done it. Jealousy that he couldn't have Samantha, so he was going to make sure nobody else had her.
He couldn't change his situation with Stover. There was nothing he could do to win her back. She'd replaced him with what he was fearful of was a better man.
He didn't want to go quietly. He thought, if I'm going to lose everything, I want everyone to know that. I want to get revenge on people that have wronged me, but also I don't want them to forget me. I'm not just going to walk away. I'm going to make people notice me.
And that's the key hallmark of spree killers with narcissistic backgrounds. They blame everybody else, they blame society, they blame the authorities, and other people need to be made to pay.
The 29th of February 2012, 19 months after the devastating spree. Having been shot and blinded by Raoul Moat, PC David Rathband took his own life at his home in Blythe, Northumberland.
David is gone. I miss my friend. I still can't quite bring myself to delete his number off of my phone. It's still there.
David Rathband have taken his own life had he not been blinded by Raoul Moat. I personally doubt it very much. Samantha Stobart still bears the scars. I'm sure she probably finds it difficult to move on. And Christopher Brown lost his life. Christopher's mum, Sally, feels that her son is a forgotten man, and I tend to agree.
On the 11th of March 2011, Moat's accomplices, Carl Ness and Karama Wan, were convicted of the attempted murder of PC David Rathband and conspiracy to murder police officers. Ness was also convicted of the murder of Christopher Brown.
When you look at Carl Ness, he was given a 40-year life sentence. And Wan, he was given 20-year life sentences. I think what would Moat have got, and I think I'd rather see him accounting for his criminality, for the deaths of Christopher and David. I'd rather see him accounting for them in prison rather than taking it easy like he did, which was cowardly.
'Cup of coffee. The Versace mansion is
Marked on this. In 1997, world-famous fashion designer Gianni Versace was gunned down in the street. It was the culmination of a 3-month, 2,500-mile rampage.
I quickly realized that this was much, much bigger than anything we had ever dealt with.
As the clock ticked, the body count rose.
He was like right there. Boom.
It was horrifying.
Even 16 years doesn't change things.
And with it the question, why had Andrew Cunanan, a good-looking and popular young man, embarked on this devastating killing spree?
To think that Andrew killed Gianni Versace was just about the most preposterous thing that anybody could ever tell you.
Miami, Florida. A city enjoying a renaissance after a period of decline. The neighborhood of South Beach leading the way. A new reputation as a flamboyant and glitzy playground for the clubbers, fashionistas, and playboys of any sexual orientation.
Ah, yeah, my sister Nicole.
Do not go hand in hand. I mean, it was a place where people hooked up, and it was a wild scene. 1997, Miami Beach was a very up-and-coming place. South Beach had been discovered in the early 90s, and people were starting to flock to Miami Beach. It was like the place to be.
people were paying big money for rooms that were once $1 a night. There were hundreds of dollars a night. So there was a big change in this area.
It became the mecca for modeling. It became the mecca for the designers coming down from New York, from Europe, and this is where this was happening. It was right here.
Miami was made desirable by one man in particular, Gianni Versace.
Versace was a household name in the fashion industry. He dressed everyone from the opera stars to the film stars to royalty. He was without doubt the most famous fashion designer in the world.
Gianni Versace was famous for his fashion design, but here in Miami Beach he was famous just for being Versace. I mean, where he went, people took notice. He was part of the glamour and glitz that was becoming South Beach.
Gianni was a regular, whenever he was in town, he was here about every day to get his newspapers and a cup of coffee. The Versace mansion is about 4 blocks away, about a three-minute walk. Everybody that came, they always wanted to see the house and the house that Versace built.
One such onlooker was 27-year-old Andrew Cunanan. (8:40 a.m., July the 15th, 1997). South Beach was waking to another perfect morning. Within half an hour, one of the world's most brutal spree killers would claim his highest profile victim yet.
The day is the day you never forget.
I hope you're okay.
Early morning, Miami Beach. Joggers about.
Ow! 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 Ow!
Set up stores.
Versace had come in for his newspaper, and I said, "Good day," and he said, "Good day," and he left and went home.
8:55 a.m.
Oh, good.
Cunanan had spotted his prey.
He's already decided what he's going to do. He's got the gun in his pocket. He's not drunk. He's not high on drugs. He's just high on what he's about to do.
Before Versace reached the safety of his hand, the killer made his move.
Versace was allowing himself into his own gated quarters. He snuck up behind him and shot him at point-blank range.
Well, it was something out of the movies, He was just, he was gunned down right on the steps. There was blood everywhere. Mr. Versace was laying there on the steps. There was magazines that he was holding in his hand on the floor. We had bullet casings.
In the chaotic aftermath, Cunanan escaped.
Once Mr. Versace was shot, the killer fled northbound on Ocean Drive.
He came running right behind me. He went right across the street into the parking lot.
Policeman on a bicycle came right by. I hadn't even moved from where I was standing, and he asked if I had seen Mr. Versace. I said, "Yeah, he just left." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Something terrible happened."
It didn't take long for the celebrity murder in Miami to become breaking news.
This whole area was filled with the satellite TV dishes, dozens of them. I've never seen anything like it before or since.
And it soon began to emerge that Versace was victim number 5 of a killing spree that had begun 3 months earlier at the opposite end of the country.
Quickly realized that this was much, much bigger than anything we had ever dealt with in Miami Beach.
Despite the global spotlight, days after the Versace murder, Andrew Cunanan was nowhere to be found. How did an infamous rampage killer end up in Miami on that hot summer day? And how did a boy from San Diego suburb grow into America's most wanted man? Miami, Florida, and the brutal slaying of fashion designer Gianni Versace has rocked America. He is the latest victim of a 3-month, 5-state bloody rampage.
Getting 272 watts.
To commit
Hi, Nicole.
And as the Miami police tracked him in the aftermath of the Versace murder, would they catch him before he killed the king?
Right. Yeah, he did it.
9:41 p.m., August the 31st, 1961. National City, California. Andrew Cunanan was born the youngest of 4. Indulged
How's
by
it going?
his parents, Cunanan was brought
Oh,
up
what's
in
been
modest surroundings to a Filipino father and devoutly religious mother in a crime-ridden suburb of San Diego County.
They were not of terrific means by any stretch of the imagination. Pete Cunanan, his father, was a stockbroker. His mother, Mary Ann Cunanan, she was a bit of a doting mother.
It was only when his mother, Mary Ann, inherited some money from her father that the family could afford to move slightly upmarket to an area that wasn't as dangerous, wasn't as dirty.
C11.
From the start, his father in particular encouraged the young Andrew to be status conscious and instilled in him a sense of self-confidence that would last a lifetime. Andrew Cunanan's first day at high school was not in rough National City, but in one of California's wealthiest seaside communities.
Like many immigrant parents, they wanted their son to have a better life than they had had in the home country, and they were willing to sacrifice and be sort of submissive and subservient to Andrew so that he could have the lifestyle that they would wish for their progeny.
The esteemed Bishops was one of the country's top college prep schools and a breeding ground for future movers and shakers.
I remember Andrew at Bishop's. I remember hearing his laugh, and we immediately hit it off. He was really kind of a card.
He was determined that his classmates who came from rich families wouldn't know how poor his own family was.
Cunanan's school fees were in fact stretching his parents' finances to the limit.
And that meant that he created more and more stories about himself and tried to give the impression that he came from the sort of high upper class family that he didn't come from.
Andrew lived in a bit of a fantasy world. For example, he pretended like he was Sebastian from Brideshead Revisited. He'd carry a teddy bear around campus. This need to conceal and to act, basically, and be on stage all the time continued through the end of our friendship at Bishop.
Cunanan's charisma and good looks were powerful, and he wasn't afraid to use either.
He had the ability to charm, and he became quite a manipulative young man.
The warning signs of the man Andrew Cunanan was to become were already there.
His psychopathic tendencies started at that early age because he became adept at being a shallow face, a different persona for what the situation required.
Andrew had a gay veneer. That was part of his persona. And so the effeminate or androgynous even, perhaps, look that he had was all designed to convey the impression, I think, that he was gay.
If you think about Andrew taking to his logical conclusion, Liberace comes to mind, Elton John comes to mind. He was basically the center of the universe on campus. He was a giant explosion of personality.
But soon the stage at Bishop's wasn't enough for Andrew Cunanan. After graduation, Cunanan gravitated towards the predominantly homosexual neighborhood of Hillcrest in San Diego.
The Hillcrest area is very lively. It's a great place to be gay, and at the time was a sensational opportunity for anybody coming from anywhere else in the country to be out and proud
Hungry for the high life and worshipping fame and celebrity, he began dating wealthy older men who provided for him.
Andrew loved that freedom and reveled in the opportunity to parade young men, old men, all sorts of companions.
Andrew Cunanan had years of successfully negotiating his way through Californian high society, thanks to the patronage of his sugar daddies and well-meaning friends.
Andrew Cunanan actually used being gay as a way to climb the social ladder through his...
Just by switching ray tracing on, it burns another 120 watts. That's nuts. Nuts! Works. It's good. You're getting there. You got a bit of an owl. All is good. My eyes. I took the wrong drive out of the other system. It's got the operating system on it. No, I'll take it all apart again.
Silly sausage.
I know. Hiya, kitty. Why aren't you having your dinner? I put your roast beef dinner out. And you know it's your favourite. Go and get your dinner. Yeah, have your dinner. What? You want a hug? No. Hey, watch me bloody feet. What are you doing now? I'll show you. Hang on. I am playing with this fucking monster. I treated myself. Yeah, a monster graphics card. Bye bye, Nvidia. Yeah, I know. It wasn't fucking cheap. It was not cheap.
No, we saved up for that.
So get it. Get it. Save up. Get it. And I got it. Yeah. Kicked fucking ass over my other card, and my other card was an RTX 4060. Come here, let me get it. Here. There you go.
Thank you.
Doesn't look cheap. Yeah, I know. It's not so much treat myself. It's before my dad passed, I was building a flight simulator computer, so it looked as real as possible. And obviously, I never got to finish it in time for him. But I was still determined to finish it. And that was one of the big missing parts because I bought the wrong graphics card.
And
so it's basically been sat there for a year, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I sorted it out for him, so, you know.
But that fucking card kicks ass. It's got what is it? Second generation AI built into it. Full voice changing, so you can change your voice to anything with AI. It's also got AI video. It does fucking everything.
Complete it in his memory. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, completing it in his memory, and I will be playing Flight Simulator on it. Yeah, so that's what it is. I just need a graphics card stand, which is coming tomorrow, innit? And another fan for the rear, innit?
Yep.
Because the fan what I put in it with the LCD screen and never got to work properly, so I'm just gonna order another fan tomorrow, and it's completed. But it's running now. It's up and running now. It looks unbelievable. And now I can go live on it because it's got full video encoding on it. I could have done it with the NVIDIA card, but nah. Hey, you okay? Look on your basket. Hiya. Hiya. There you go. Oh. Yeah, he wouldn't be if I told him how much it was. At the point of being finished, I'm going to get to actually play on it properly. I played on it before, hadn't I? But it just kept stuttering because it kept running out of video RAM on the card. That thing solved the problem. Hey kitty, come here. I know what you're after, because I know I got you a special treat today. I got you 2 dinner when I was out. Bought some new microwave covers for the food, dinner. And I got her some smoked ham, what she liked, the little round smoked hams. And I got her a brand new bag of catnip. And catnip.
So she'll be happy.
It's in here. Can I get it?
Yeah, for some reason those, like I said before, those cards that I showed you, they seem to be, I seem to be drawn to them.
Oh dear. No, I'll be shutting that down in a minute anyway and jumping back onto the other system.
The famous catnip.
Yeah, I know. I got her a brand new fresh bag. So we got her one of her brand new toy mouses. So it's been soaking in catnip all day. She's gonna go berserk later.
You see her tripping off her boot, but paws.
Go here.
Not boots, paws.
Yes, I got your catnip. Thank you for hissing at me. Much appreciated. There you go. I'm not messing with you because that cat's been about.
Yeah.
I'll wait to see what the cards reveal.
Or what they look like.
Yeah, I'll get them sorted.
I do a full review and whatnot as well. On all of them. All of the ones that I've got, so I keep meaning to do that, but yes, she hissed.
No, she's always doing it.
It's her second thing. Right, I will be live later on, so I will see you
in a bit.
In a bit. Yep, and I'll be, on email if you need me. So lots of love. Take care, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Bye.